Boom! Marcel's walking down the stairs. Boom!
Do you guys want to make a bracket together or make 3 separate brackets?
Maybe
Three separate brackets. No.
Yeah.
No, because we don't agree on some stuff.
Yeah,
we can't. If we all give our own thing,
right.
it'd be so long.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Welcome back to Table Talk Sports. We're here. March Madness is here.
March Madness.
Who's your host?
I'm your host Logan with
Ty.
Penn State Nittany Lions.
I just like to start this off with Chris Reynolds is a fraud. You're bald and you suck.
Man.
Penn State Nittany Lions.
All right, we're gonna jump into it. We're gonna do 3 separate brackets right now, and then we're gonna talk about our sleepers, our mid-major sleepers.
I always just skip the 1 seeds already.
Yeah, I always skip the 1 seeds. I mean, another UMBC is not gonna happen this year. Well, it could, but like the chance is like 1 in like 500 or something.
No, it's probably
1 in like 5,000. So I'm not gonna take that chance.
Is this the year?
What
the
region
year
I start?
Is this the year that the perfect bracket finally happens?
No.
Yeah,
I did the math last
me.
night, and it's 1 to 1. It's 1 to 6 sextillion. Like
I thought it was 1 in 9 quintillion.
yeah, something like that. So
But then
about
again,
just
that's considering like
can it?
The 1
16.
seeds.
Like if there's a scenario where all
Yeah.
16, all the 16 seeds
Like
would.
can
probably won't
someone
happen.
just have a computer do every single outcome? For
Yeah,
them?
but you know how much 9 quintillion is?
5 Chick-fil-A burgers.
Okay, whatever.
All right,
Let's start in the South.
We're starting in the South. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Maryland, West Virginia.
Why should there start?
Because
Like,
Because that's the
that's
top
the
left.
first
Why would
region.
we start? Yeah.
to be honest, I was really torn. I was liking Maryland going into the day, but I'm thinking more and more about it. Maryland doesn't play good away from home, so I'm probably going to go with West Virginia. But my decision might change later in the week.
I mean, Maryland isn't good away from home, but they are good on neutral courts. But I just feel like that tough Big 12. I feel like the Big 12 is better than the Big 10, even though we're Big 10 fans. I just feel like West Virginia is going to win that. I really like Stevenson.
I'm gonna go West Virginia also, just because I feel like since we're all probably Big Ten fans, I kind of understand like the team a lot more. I like they had a pretty good stretch, but I feel like they're just not that amazing. I feel like they're really high seeded, but I feel like they just can't compete with some of the other teams.
I feel like Hakeem Hart has to have a really good game, and Dante Scott have to have really good games for them to win that game. I feel like Jameer Young and Julian Reese are both going to bring it. They've both been playing very well recently, so it's going to be a really good game.
San Diego State,
Charleston. I like San Diego State, to be honest. Charleston really hasn't shown me anything. Sure, they have a great record, but like they haven't beat anyone either. And I like San Diego State's defense. So
they also San Diego State is competing with a lot of teams this year.
Yeah.
And they've lost a couple games, like some big teams, but like they also are competing. It's not like big losses. I'm going to San Diego State.
Yeah, we call it Charleston. A lot of people think them as a sleeper. I know they're 31-3. They don't really have a really good win besides Virginia Tech, who is not in the field even. They did keep it close to UNC, but looking at it now, UNC is not even in the field. So I'm going to have to go with San Diego State because I just like the way they've been playing this year.
Virginia Furman.
This is my first upset. I'm going with Furman. They play fast. They shoot the ball well. Virginia just lost their best player, arguably. And they play really slow pace. So I think if Furman is able to speed them up and play their game, they should be going through.
I'm going to go Virginia. I hate not to play upsets, but like I feel like Furman is not a good conference. They haven't played many good teams. The best team they probably played all year was Penn State, and they lost. So I mean,
do you know what the score was?
I think
Isn't it close?
It was close. Like I think they won like 5 or 6, but still, I mean, I don't know. I feel like these lower conference teams, like they have upsets, but also I feel like you don't want to do too many upsets.
I do really like this matchup for Furman because Virginia's a little injured, and if Furman shoots the ball pretty good, I see them winning this game. But yeah, Virginia does have a good defense. If they don't shoot the ball good, Virginia's easily going to get that.
Creighton, NC State. I like Creighton, to be honest. Creighton, I feel like they have the capabilities to make it to the Elite Eight and possibly upset Bama. And NC State, I still don't think they deserve to be in the field. They got killed by Clemson 3 times this year. And yeah, I think Creighton's winning.
If NC State wants to win this game, they're going to have to rely on their big. He's got to handle Kalkbrenner, which I don't think he'll do, which is why I'm going with Creighton. Creighton's just more of an all-around team. But yeah.
Baylor, USBC. I mean,
who are you picking?
I'm probably Baylor. I know.
No, Creighton.
Creighton. Sorry. Blue Jays.
All right, I'm going to start this one with this one. I'm taking UCLA. UCSB. I'm just feeling the vibes. The last 3 seeds to get upset were from the Big 12. I'm feeling the vibes. I like this USCB team. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm going with it.
Okay, you know what? I'm feeling the vibe also. I'm putting my bracket on ESPN just because you said that.
I'm going with Baylor. I think that even though they struggle late against like Iowa State and things like that, they're battle tested from the Big 12. I just don't think that UCSB will be able to handle the physicality of Baylor. And yeah,
Missouri, Utah State. I could see this going either way, but I do like Missouri. I feel like they competed in a lot of games this year in the SEC, which is an amazing conference this year, and that's why I have them moving on. They have a lot of really good players.
yeah, I have Missouri too. I just feel like too many people are tailing Utah State right now, and I mean I haven't really seen anything that crazy from Utah State, to be honest. Missouri battled in the SEC, which wasn't horrible this year, and they had a decent amount of teams in the field. So yeah, Missouri.
Agree.
And yeah.
For the next game, I'm taking Arizona over Princeton. I just don't think Princeton's really going to stay in that game at all. Yeah, it's surprising that you see 2 teams from New Jersey and it's Fairleigh Dickinson and Princeton. You're just like, what the heck?
Are we continuing here, or are we gonna?
We're gonna stay in the South. Okay. Do you guys agree with Arizona? Or
Yeah. All right. Bama. I have Bama versus West Virginia.
Bama.
I'm going with Bama. I think Bama. They really like these SEC teams don't play a lot of defense, but they have really good offenses. And if Bama, shoots the ball well against West Virginia, I don't think West Virginia is going to have a counterpunch.
For bracket, I have San Diego State, Virginia. I'm going to San Diego State. I think Virginia.
We're still on the matchup.
Skip Bama versus thingy.
Yeah, I'm going with Bama also. I just really like the weapons they have. No pun intended for the Brandon Miller stuff. I just really like their players. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I have San Diego State versus Furman. I'm going Furman again. I think San Diego State plays really chaotic. And if Furman's able to play their game, I can see them going to Sweet 16, to be in all honesty. So yeah, they're my sleeper.
Yeah, for me, I have San Diego State, Virginia. I'm going to San Diego State. I think Virginia's too banged up. I like the San Diego State team.
Yeah, I have San Diego State also. And then Creighton UCSB. I'm taking UCSB. They played Creighton back in 2021, and they should have won that game. They missed a layup. They were down 1. They missed a wide open layup with no shot clock, and they want revenge, and they're gonna get it.
How are you gonna use 2021? That was 2 years ago.
I don't care.
Those players are gone.
No, like you gotta keep that in the back of their mind. That's what they're playing for.
Well, I have
playing for something.
Okay, well, I have Creighton versus Baylor, and I think Creighton's advancing. I think Creighton just has their size is just gonna be too much for Baylor, and yeah, I got Creighton going through.
The size is way too much for me.
Okay. Missouri, Arizona. I really like this Arizona team. I'm going with Arizona.
Yes.
I love their bigs. I just don't think that Missouri will be able to handle them.
Okay.
Stay in the South?
Yeah, Sweet 16. I have Bama versus Furman. This is where Furman's juice runs out. Bama's just got too many elite players. Javon Quinterly, Brandon Miller, obviously.
People, so they set the juice out of teams.
Okay. So, yeah, I think Bama's really got a clear shot at the Final Four.
Yeah, when you're the 1 seed, that's what happens.
Yeah, but out of all the 1 seeds, I think they have arguably the easiest route.
Alabama again. Creighton, Arizona. I really like this Arizona team. I mean,
really, I haven't even spoken yet on the Bama thing. No.
You USBC this far. No one cares about your opinion.
Okay. Name one person on Arizona.
Jaquel Towers.
Exactly. Wait, what?
Jaquel Towers.
That's 100% made up. 100%.
Michael Furham.
That's definitely made up also.
John Aziz.
That's 100% made up.
John Malera.
That's someone in my
Marcelo Enrique Perez.
Okay. Well, I'm going Bama over San Diego State. I don't think San Diego State's going to be able to keep up that offense. And then this is where UCSB's run ends. I like Arizona.
The juices are gone.
It's a nice Sweet 16 run. They had their fun. The vibes were immaculate. They were playing in the second weekend, but they didn't get it done.
So Creighton versus Arizona here. I like the matchup of Tubelis versus Kalkbrenner. But I think Kalkbrenner is just a lot better. And, I really like this Creighton team. When they went through that tough stretch in the middle of the season when they lost him, and it shows they were able to bounce back when they got him back. And I feel like they got an Elite 8 run in them. So I'm going with Creighton.
I'm saying Arizona. I mean, I don't know a lot about Arizona basketball. I only watched a lot of Arizona basketball. But last year I picked Arizona to win the chip, and they didn't win it. This year I'm feeling it back. So I'm going to Arizona. I don't watch a lot of college basketball, only Big Ten. So I'm just doing it off the field, and I get my heart of these teams. And Arizona,
What he's saying is pretty much Andy Katz, just about
Yeah,
20,
basically Andy
30,
Katz.
30 years younger.
I've never visited Arizona before, but I heard there's a lot of good people there. So I'm going to Arizona.
Okay.
Liam almost went there, so
My friend almost went there.
Okay, and my pick to go to the Final Four is going to be Bama. I just think that their road to the Final Four is just way too easy. I feel like all these teams on their side just have way too many holes, and Bama's just going to pretty much breeze through. So yeah, I'm going Bama.
I'm going to Arizona. I really love the win they had over UCLA, and I feel like that they have a lot of better size against Bama, and I feel like if Bama has a bad game, they're definitely going to be able to take advantage of that and win that.
I'm going to Arizona also. All right, so you want to go down to the East?
East, yeah.
East.
All right, so Purdue, obviously.
Okay, let's go Memphis versus FAU. Both these teams are pretty good. FAU obviously coming from Conference USA, but it's not. I feel like they're not as battle tested as Memphis. Obviously, Memphis just beat Houston without Marcus Sasser, but
Really
still,
like Kendrick Davis.
still an impressive win. Kendrick Davis is really good, and I think this Memphis team has a run in them. So,
Duke Rutgers.
What?
Just kidding. Rutgers is not in the tournament.
Yeah, Rutgers would not. Rutgers would not be a
Have fun
12
in the
seed.
NIT.
didn't we sweep
We
you?
wouldn't be a 12. Yeah, didn't you get
Have
swept?
fun in the NIT.
You got swept by an
Have
NIT
fun in
team.
the NIT.
Yeah, you did
You
get
got
swept by an NIT team.
team.
What?
You got swept by a team in the NIT.
Who cares?
Yeah, we're playing Hofstra tomorrow. We're in that by 40. Okay, Rutgers to the finals NIT bracket. Book it. We're going through Hofstra, Cincinnati, Seton Hall, Michigan, and then we'll meet like Clemson on the other side. And we own Clemson, so. But who you got, Memphis or Florida Atlantic?
Memphis. I feel like that Memphis is I mean, I don't like Memphis basketball.
They have Kendrick Davis. Okay.
Oh shit!
He's
Yeah,
good.
I know him.
Yeah, he's good. Okay.
Duke, Oral Roberts.
Okay.
I just feel
You
like
got it.
Oral Roberts got screwed. I don't know.
I
Duke's are really, out of all the 5 seeds, Duke is like
probably
the
strongest.
best and probably the worst for Oral Roberts to match up against. Like if you had Oral Roberts for like San Diego State or like
St. Mary's.
Miami, no, maybe
Miami's
Miami.
good.
That would be a really
Miami's
good
good,
game.
though.
That would be a really good game.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like they're beating Duke. Duke has 7-footers, so their 7-footers not going to be
And yeah,
a whole
Duke's
big deal because Derek Lively's very
Yeah.
he's very athletic for a 7-footer.
Duke's been arguably the hottest team in the nation coming into the tournament, and Oral Roberts they really got screwed. Like the committee just said screw you to Oral Roberts.
They really. I mean, they're generating money. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good matchup.
last year Iowa won their conference tournament and they were a 5 seed,
Yeah.
hottest team. A lot of people were picking up
everybody
Florida, and they
was
lost to a 12
But I
seed.
do still feel like this Duke team is a lot
Yeah.
better than the Iowa team from last year.
They have a
The
lot more
Iowa team still had a
talent.
lot of holes.
Yeah,
Didn't really
they were
defend
just
that much.
if they didn't have a good shooting night, Iowa they lost.
Yeah.
So that's
And
Duke
they-
has more. They don't have one specific weakness that will
Yeah.
take them out of the game.
And I just think that Duke's just overall talent is too much. I really wanted to see Max Davis make another run. But
Yeah, I
it's
mean, if
gonna
they
be
do,
unfortunate.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Duke.
All right, Tennessee, Louisiana. I'm gonna go Tennessee just because. I like their name.
I see a lot of people picking Louisiana, and understandably because Zakai Ziegler's out for Tennessee, and they've been struggling down the road. But I don't know if I can take that many 13s over 4. So I'm gonna have to go Tennessee here just because.
I am taking Louisiana. I do not know why Zach just said he likes Tennessee's name when you got the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns right over here. Okay,
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what you're doing there. I mean, for all you picker of the names out there, this is a name to be picked. I mean, the
Because,
Ragin' Cajuns are.
You the only Tennessee.
Okay, let's go to the next game. This one
Okay.
I want to talk about. Kentucky versus Providence. I really want to talk.
Yeah, this is a
I
I
really good
really want to talk about it because for Bryce Hopkins, this is a revenge
game.
game.
Revenge game, yeah.
And he was talking all that trash when he transferred away from Kentucky. And to be honest, Kentucky's struggled and Providence has too. But I just think that Providence. I mean, it's really. I might switch it later in the week, but as of right now, this is probably going to be my 11/6 upset. So I'm going Providence.
I have to disagree. I'm going to Kentucky. I feel like Oscar Tshiebwe is gonna have he's back for some vengeance. You saw him; he gave it all last year against St. Peter's. No one helped him out. I feel like he has to at least win some games this year. He's definitely getting past the first round. This could be a Virginia type beat for this Kentucky team, even though they're a 6 seed. I don't see him losing this game unless Providence is an amazing offensive game. But yeah,
Under Providence, I feel like they were kind of bouncing in and out of the AP poll. And I feel like just like they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulders. They're playing against a big team, and I feel like they want. It's about who wants it more. I think Kentucky's been here. I feel like Providence is bound to make a run eventually. So I'm going Providence.
Kansas State, another team that I want to talk about. They've got 2 All-Americans, obviously. great story from
I forget his name.
yeah.
But he
forget
turned
his
around
name.
that program in 1 year.
But yeah, like the only thing that worries me is first year head coach. But other than that, I really like Kansas State. Obviously, coming from the Big 12, they got some really good wins. So yeah, I think Montana State's not going to really have a chance.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I really like the story they have this year. I mean, losing Nigel Pack, who was considered like one of the best
Yeah, he's
one of the best
Miami.
transfers last year. And they came back. They took a few transfers in. They turned this program around. I mean, they're a 3 seed. They weren't even March Madness last year.
All right, cutting you off. Michigan, USC.
I'm
Well,
going
State.
Michigan State. In a lot of the 7-10 matchups with Big Ten, usually the Big Ten can come out with it. I really like this Michigan State team. They have a lot of scoring. If they rebound good, they win games. It's really just up to their bigs.
Yeah,
they got Kohler and that other dude. The other dude. He sucks though, but the other dude.
I'm going USC because I feel like
they're from California.
No,
but yeah, I haven't really watched a lot of USC. Obviously, Pac-12 games be madly on the East Coast, but yeah, we watched Michigan State, and they're pretty inconsistent. But I think Izzo and March, you can't really bet against them in the first round.
Yeah.
So.
You gotta shave.
Are you hating on my?
Yo, let the stash. He's growing
All
it
right.
in. He's shaping it eventually. Can you be quiet?
And then Marquette. I really like Marquette's team.
Yeah,
they struggled against St. John's, but ever since that game, they kind of breezed through the Big East tournament.
Mhm.
And to be honest, like they kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
but I mean, I really like this team. They defend really well. So
on to Purdue, Memphis. This is a game.
Yeah, I wasn't talking.
Sorry.
Marquette is a really good team, and they're on kind of a roll right now. And they're a 2 team for a reason.
Purdue, Memphis. I don't like those.
MRQ.
Why did he just bleep out? There was no reason to bleep out.
Marquette.
Yeah. Memphis. Okay, let's go to Memphis, Purdue. This is. Can you zip it?
This is
okay,
a
Memphis, Purdue. This is a
got it.
This is a match where I really like. I was tempted to go Purdue here just because I see a lot of people telling Memphis to beat Purdue, and it might be a little bit of Big Ten bias because I really don't like Purdue. But I feel like if you can just neutralize Zach Edey as much as possible and force someone else to beat you, and Memphis just dismantled Houston. I don't care if they didn't have Sasser, they still dismantled Houston. So I really like Memphis, and I might switch this later in the week, but as of right now, I feel like they can. If they get Edey into foul trouble, then they can really do something.
I really, a lot of people see Purdue losing in this game, but I don't really see Purdue losing this game. Memphis' center is like 6'9", 6'10". Zach Edey's got a huge advantage. If Lawyer wakes up finally, this Purdue team can actually make a run. But right now, Mason Gillis has to keep it up. And David Jenkins has looked really good past few games. I think Purdue gets to the Sweet 16 again. They've been to, I think – oh, wait, they're already in – no, yeah. They've been, I think, 3 past or 2 – they were – wait, no. Never mind. They were in the Sweet 16 2 years ago. But they were in the Sweet 16 last year. But yeah.
For
Purdue, Memphis.
For Purdue, Memphis, I got Purdue just because I feel like I don't know.
Zach Edey 7'4".
Zach Edey is 7'4". You know, like he's a little bit taller than me, and I'm pretty good at basketball.
You heard him. Okay, Duke, Tennessee. I'm going Duke. I don't think Tennessee really has a shot at all here.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm going Duke over Louisiana. Unfortunately, the Raging Cajuns are just not enough for Duke.
Okay, Providence, K-State. This will be really, in my opinion, if this happens, it'll be a really good matchup. But I'm going K-State. I think they got some magic, and yeah, I could definitely see K-State making a run.
For me, I was trying to stop between Providence and Kentucky still, but I think if Providence plays them, I feel like Kansas State will win. And I feel like if Kentucky plays them, I feel like Kentucky will win. I feel like if Kentucky can get past that first game, they'll be pretty good for the rest of the way.
Yeah, I have Kentucky beating K-State in this game. I really like this Kentucky team. They've been picking up as of late. They start off slow, but they do have the talent to definitely make a run. That's why I'm taking Kentucky. MSU Marquette is probably my favorite matchup from the second round potentially. I really feel like Izzo can cook something up, but I really love this Marquette team. I think this is a bad matchup for MSU. I really like them against the other 2 seeds, but I don't know. I just feel like if Marquette out-rebounds them, I feel like they easily get that.
Yeah, I got Marquette winning that game too.
Yep, Marquette.
And then
Marquette.
I would have Memphis versus Duke, and I think Duke they advance to the Elite Eight under Shire first year, but I just feel like they have too much talent to not
Not
make a
get there.
run. So.
Yeah, I have Duke beating Purdue. I like Duke's bigs. They got 2 7-footers. I feel like that'll be able to not stop Zach Edey, but it'll limit him. And yeah, I'm taking Duke. That guard plays way better than
And
Purdue.
Duke also. So I have Kentucky, Marquette. I'm going Kentucky. If I Kentucky, I feel it.
Okay.
I'm feeling Marquette.
I have Kansas State versus Marquette here, and I feel like it's a really tough match. I could really go back and forth between these two teams all day. Kansas State, Big 12 tested. Marquette, Big East was really, really good this year. And I just feel like Marquette has both teams really have magic, but it's really a toss-up. I'm gonna go with Marquette here just because they kind of dominated the Big East tournament. So I think they're pretty hot coming in.
I'm gonna take this Duke team over Marquette. I don't know. I'm just feeling a real run from Duke. Knowing this, they're probably gonna lose to Oral Roberts at this point, but I don't know. I just feel like you can't pick this team. They're just that hot right now for you to not pick them.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be tough though.
Saying that, I'm going Marquette. I don't care.
It's gonna be tough though because
I'm just kidding. I'm going Duke.
It's gonna be tough though because they have won 8 games in a row, and if they're gonna have to win 5 more games in a row. 13 in a row is kind of crazy. So they might run out of juice, but Duke, the Brotherhood, something about them.
You might be in the Final Four, but you're not getting a top 4 player in the class of 24.
Oh yeah, I have Duke beating Kentucky and Duke ranking 4.
Okay,
Let's
go to the Midwest. Iowa versus Auburn. I was picking Iowa the whole week, but now that I look at it, they're in Birmingham. Basically a home game for Auburn. Auburn is really good at home, and
changed my mind.
If Iowa's offense is not clicking that day, and Auburn defends really well, also, so I think Auburn's gonna be Iowa.
Yeah, I did not know that game was in Birmingham, but now it is. I'm going Auburn. I feel like Iowa definitely could be a team that can knock off Houston and make a run to like the Elite Eight, but it's really up to their shooting. If they shoot good, they'll definitely beat Auburn. It's just, I don't know. I don't really trust them that much.
Yeah, for realsies.
Drake.
Miami, Drake.
I see a lot of people picking Drake.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
But I just don't think that Drake has. I watched Miami a lot. They obviously beat Rutgers earlier, but I think this Miami team is really dynamic. And they have not just picked Isaiah Wong. I just think
they have the injured Omar or whatever his name is.
Exactly.
One of their centers.
But yeah, I just think Miami's just a lot better. And I feel like the fives this year are really strong. I mean, yeah, I feel like the fives are strong, but their matchups are also favorable.
I'm going Drake. They've been to the big dance a lot recently, and I feel like they haven't been in the second round. And I feel like this is the year that they get to the second round.
Kent State versus Indiana. I'm going with Kent State. I don't care. Sincere Carey, he's nice. Indiana, if they could just find a way to slow down Trace Jackson Davis, I want them to force Jalen Hood-Schifino to prove himself. And I think this Kent State team really has a lot of magic going for them. And I don't know, I just like the Golden Flashes. So
I'm gonna Indiana just because they ended the season pretty well, and the middle of the season really well. They didn't start too great, but they did end the season pretty well. And unfortunately, they were bounced out of the Big Ten by Penn State, Nittany Lions.
Okay.
Rawr!
You should change it and then change it again.
Yeah. I'm going IU. I just really like this IU team. If Jalen Hood-Schifino plays good, I think they'll win. But this IU team really is up to them. Is they need someone to step up and hit some threes. Obviously, they got Miller Kopp, who's knocked down, but they really don't have someone who really hits threes much besides that. If Tamar Bates hits threes, that'll be amazing for them. Or if Galloway does, but yeah, I do like this. I love their physicality, and I feel like if TJD puts up a big game, I feel like they're fine.
I just feel
Iowa
like
State, Mississippi State.
Iowa State.
Iowa State.
I had Mississippi State being Pitt, but I think Iowa State. They proved themselves in the Big 12 this year. They just beat Baylor twice, and I don't know. I'm just going with Iowa State. I don't really think either Pitt or Mississippi State are that good. Rutgers is better than both these teams. Rutgers would have beat Iowa State. Rutgers would have beat Iowa State, but they're not here. So
I feel like you gotta pick a team from the first 4 to make it to the next round, and I don't really like Nevada or Arizona State. Actually, I do like Arizona State, but I don't know if we're TCU because I feel like TCU is more consistent than Iowa State. So I'm gonna take Pitt to go to the next round. I mean, they almost won the ACC. I know the ACC was lackluster this year, but they almost won it. They were what shot away. So
Xavier Kanishkawan.
I really like Xavier. Their offense is really, really, really good. And Kennesaw State, who cares about them? To be
even
honest
though
with you.
Xavier is a little injured, I really love this team. I had them winning the Big East. Unfortunately, they came up short. Most of my predictions for the Power Five conference actually lost in the conference finals, which is disappointing. But I do really love this Xavier team, and I feel like they could definitely make a run.
A&M versus Penn State.
Penn State,
I'm
Nittany
going-
Lions.
Penn State's very hot, but I feel like A&M was heavily underseeded here. I do think A&M's better. I mean, I watched a lot of Penn State. They're hot, but I still don't think they're that great of a team. And Jalen Pickett, who cares about you? To be honest with you,
I'm not
Texas
gonna
A&M's
lie, I did have Texas A&M in my Final Four like 3 days ago, so I'm gonna have to go with Texas A&M. They're so underseeded. What are they at, like 24, 25 wins or something?
Yeah.
And they're a 7 seed, and it's not like they're playing in a bad conference. They got 25 wins and they're in the SEC. That's ridiculous. Like Xavier's a 3 seed over here with the same record in a worse
they're
conference.
better than TCU. They're better than
Like,
Kentucky.
come on.
I'm gonna go Penn State just because like they're very hot and they're trying to put them together. They have a lot of seniors. And I feel like they're very experienced. Not very much in the tournament, but I think they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the nation. Yeah, I have them winning.
Yeah, Colgate's usually a team that gets a lot of hype because they're toothpaste. But
Oh no, my table is broken.
Yeah.
besides that, I really don't think they have a shot. I'm taking Texas.
Yeah, Texas, I really like this team. They've got a great backcourt. Marcus Carr, obviously, they got senior leaders, and if they can go through everything they went through with Chris Beard, everything that happened with him, they're gonna be dangerous in the tournament. And a potential Texas A&M versus Texas matchup in the second round would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to Texas.
Yeah, I really hate the committee for that. I mean, they gave Texas A&M such a hard second round game,
Yeah,
and
this
even a hard first round
This
game.
sub-region right here, like
It's-
A&M, Penn State, Texas.
The Midwest is
It's
actually
ridiculous.
stacked. I'm gonna have to go Texas. I really love their backcourt. I know they're having problems, but they're just
It's just something about them. Like, but knowing them, remember like 2 years ago when they lost to Stephen F. Well, they lose to Stephen F. Austin in the first round.
yeah, and then they lost to Abilene Christian.
Oh yeah,
Or
they lost to
something,
Abilene
or no,
Christian.
Abilene
Yeah, it was Abilene Christian. They were like really hot going in, and they just got absolutely so. Obviously, it's March, you never know. But Iowa State versus Xavier. I'm going Xavier.
Sam.
Iowa State's got good defense, but Xavier, I mean, it's really a toss-up to be honest with you. But I just like this Xavier team a lot. So
I'm going IU over Drake for me. I just don't feel like Drake really matches up with IU, and their 1 game winning streak is gonna have to come to an end.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miami over Indiana. I feel like Miami is pretty hot, and they're 25-7, and they're not a bad conference. I feel like they're being kind of underlooked. I think they have some valuable assets like Mitchell Mundi.
What? Who is that? Okay.
Jacquees Caron.
That was fair. Anyways, I have Kent State versus Miami. This is one of my favorite matchups that I have of this whole tournament. Both really fast-paced teams. And to be honest, I have 2 13 seeds making it to the Sweet 16. I think the 13s are really good this year. And Sincere Carey and Malik Jacobs, they're 2 names that you probably know at the end of this tournament. And yeah, I think Miami runs out of juice.
Mhm.
And then I have Houston beating Auburn.
Yeah, I have Houston beating Auburn too, and I have Houston beating IU. I just don't feel like IU's played a lot of good talent this year, high talent, and they haven't really done well against the top teams besides Purdue. But I feel like this Houston team is a lot different than Purdue. When IU does not score a lot, they do not win, and Houston's going to limit their scoring with their amazing defense, and I do not see IU winning that game.
And also, what I want to say about Kent State is they lost to Houston by 5, number 1 team in the country for basically half the year. They lost to Gonzaga by 7. Both teams which are better than Indiana and better than Miami. That's all I want to say. But yeah, I have Houston beating Kent State, and then I have Texas beating Xavier.
I have Penn State beating Houston.
Okay.
I have Texas beating Xavier, and I have Texas beating Houston. I just feel like Texas is. I just really love Texas team. I mean, I did have Texas in the Final Four last year, and they did disappoint me. But I don't know. I just never mind. I'm going Houston. If Marcus Sasser is healthy, I'm going Houston.
Yeah, Houston with Marcus Sasser.
I just feel like this Houston team, there's not really holes in this team. I mean,
Yeah.
Jamal Shed, Marcus Sasser, this amazing defense.
I think if Texas does win, though, it'll be because of their senior leadership,
Mhm.
obviously.
Marcus Carr.
But it's really a toss-up between both of them. And I wouldn't be mad if you picked either of these teams. Okay, let's go to the West region.
Kansas over Howard. I mean, I'm very happy Howard made it. I was watching that game, amazing game. But Kansas is going to destroy them.
And we have Arkansas versus Illinois. I really, really like this Arkansas team. It's a shame that what's his name? They had this one dude that got hurt early in the season.
Nick Smith.
No. He got hurt by someone else.
Oh.
And he's out for like the whole year.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I really thought this Arkansas team was going to be way better than what they actually were. And if they catch fire, I could, in a world, see them upsetting Kansas.
Mhm.
But I think just Kansas's strength, like their wins are just way too much quality to pick against them in that early of the tournament.
Know me. I love Arkansas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Arkansas was one of those teams like Creighton that was going in and out Final Four talks before the season started, and I feel like they're the best 8 or 9 seed that's in the field right now. I feel like they could have been a 7 seed, but obviously their record wasn't where it needed to be. But
what are you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm taking Arkansas over Illinois. Illinois takes a lot of threes, and they don't hit a lot of threes, so I don't know why they're taking them. But I mean, if Terrence Shannon, if Meyer shows up, I can see them winning.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to show up.
Let's go VCU versus St. Mary's. I really want to pick St. Mary's, but I need a 12-5 upset in my bracket somewhere. And I don't know. I really like the St. Mary's team because they battled with Gonzaga all year, but then in the West Coast Conference Championship, they got absolutely obliterated. And I just have to go. I have to pick a 12-5 upset, and I'm going to go with VCU.
Yeah, I'm going to go with VCU too also. I really like this VCU team. I feel like St. Mary's is a team that can looked at as underrated or overrated. I don't feel like they can be like properly rated by someone. I don't know why. It's just that they're that type of team.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just see VCU winning this game.
St. Mary's. I think that they played a lot of tough comp. I think they're ready.
They did have a tough conference schedule. But okay, UConn versus Iona. UConn, I really like this UConn team. I think if there's anyone in this whole region that could upset Kansas, I'm gonna have to go with UConn. And UConn is the only team since like 2007 that's won the national championship, not being a 1 or 2 seed. So that's something to keep an eye on. So if you're picking someone higher than a 2 seed to win, UConn might be your team. But yeah, I'm gonna go with UConn. I don't think Iona's got the 5. I mean, I don't know anything about
I'm going UConn as well. I mean, Iona is a very well coached team, but I really don't see them winning this game. I mean, UConn has probably the best big duo I've ever seen. Yeah, I really like this UConn team. Unfortunately, they weren't able to keep it together. They were number 1 in the country for a while, but yeah, I'm taking UConn.
TCU versus Arizona State. A lot of people hating on TCU, and Arizona State people like them, but I just think TCU is just a lot better than Arizona State, and they're a lot more tested. There's not really that much competition in the Pac-12 this year.
I don't like Nevada at all. I mean, Nevada is on a terrible losing streak. I do not know how they made the field. They lost to Wyoming, UNLV. They lost to San Jose State in their first round that they were playing in their tournament, which is not a good conference, by the way. I mean, it's an underrated conference. But San Jose State, you shouldn't be losing to teams like that this come March. But I don't know. But yeah, I got TCU. I really like Mike Miles Jr. And I really like this team. I mean, they've competed throughout the Big 12. They have some amazing wins, some iffy losses, but I really like that team. I'm taking TCU. I don't think Grand Canyon's staying with Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, I like them a lot more from like the underdog spot. People are kind of overlooking them. Drew Timmy's obviously back. They got the senior leadership. So yeah, I like Gonzaga.
Yeah, I feel like I love when Gonzaga's not a 1 or 2 seed. Finally, they're a 3 seed, and I'm taking them.
Yeah, Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga going pretty far. I think they have a lot of experience, and they're pretty highly ranked the past couple of years. I mean, 3 is still pretty highly ranked. But I think that now they don't have that much pressure on them. I thought they can make a run. I mean,
for Logan to pick
they don't have that. If they beat, all they do is
probably beat by 40 in the first round. But yeah, okay. Next matchup is Northwestern versus Boise State. I lost Northwestern a lot this year. I think Boise State's better. If they shoot the ball well, they're going to beat Northwestern. Northwestern's got a good defense, but if you hold Chase Abidge and Boo Buie and limit them, then Northwestern doesn't really have a shot. Rutgers is better than Northwestern. I don't care what anybody says. Healthy Rutgers.
I'm taking Northwestern in this game. I like their defense. They play Steve Pikiell brand of basketball. And I feel like if Boise State doesn't shoot lights out, not lights out, but if they don't shoot relatively good, I could see Northwestern winning this by a fair margin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Northwestern.
UCLA, UNC Asheville. I gotta do it. Drew Pember came from Tennessee. He's averaging a lot of points. Love the dude. Feeling the vibes. They shoot 39% from 3. Not a lot of teams do that. I don't think many teams do that.
Penn State shoots higher than that.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, check
Let's
it
look
out.
it up right now.
Well, I'm gonna pick UCLA. It sucks that Adam Bonner and Jalen Clark are hurt because if they were healthy, I really think this UCLA team could
Yeah, I
win the
feel like
national
they'd be natty.
championship.
I would have took them to the natty if they weren't.
But
hurt,
yeah, I mean, it's a tough blow to them, but I do still think that they're better.
Penn State shoots
than UNC
38.5.
I do still think they're better than UNC Asheville,
it.
to be honest. And yeah,
Yo,
they've got a lot of senior leadership.
you gotta have a
Marquez.
scene. You gotta have a. You gotta have a. All right, maybe I sent UCSB to the Sweet 16.
We have
but-
a 14 and a 14 on a 216 and a 15.
I'm having UNC Asheville. You know what I say is you got to make your bracket one of a kind. There's never been a perfect bracket, and if you're gonna get a perfect bracket, there's not gonna be multiple. You got to be one of a kind. I'm sending UNC Asheville not just to the round of 32. I'm sending them over.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sending them over
Gonzaga?
Northwestern. No, not Gonzaga, but I'm sending them over Northwestern. I feel like teams like Northwestern, Rutgers that play that Steve Pikiell brand of basketball struggle when teams shoot really good on them, and they shoot from 3. And I'm just riding with them. I got the vibes. I haven't watched more than 20 minutes of UNC Asheville basketball. I don't care. They're in the Sweet 16.
Well, I have UCLA going to the Sweet 16 because they're just a lot better than Boise State. That's all I have to say. And then I have imagine Gonzaga versus TCU. I mean Gonzaga versus UCLA rematch in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I got. Oh, well, actually, I don't got.
I got
that. I do have Zags going to the Sweet 16 though.
I have Gonzaga just because I feel like Drew Timme is a big leader on the team. I feel like again they're kind of like middle of the pack now. I feel like now that that's happening, I feel like Gonzaga's kind of got the weight off their shoulders. I feel like they can make a big drive. So I got Gonzaga advancing to the Elite 8. And the other game, Kansas UConn.
What? We didn't
What?
speak.
We haven't gotten there, but what
Okay,
are you
well,
talking-
I have Kansas over
Wait.
Arkansas.
Let me say something. If Zaga
Oh, yeah.
does play UCLA, UCLA is getting revenge. Just like I said back in 2021,
What's that
just
about?
like UCSB, they're getting their revenge. If UCLA wins that game, they're going to Elite 8. But UNC Asheville, we're riding. UConn versus VCU. Give me UConn. I really like this team. If there was a team outside of the top 3 seeds that I'm taking to win the national championship, it's UConn or Duke. And yeah,
Is Adam Bonner coming back?
I don't know.
He's a
but
shoulder injury. I know
Jalen
Jalen
Clark
Clark's
is not
not
coming
coming
back. That's why I'm saying. I mean, he can. Bona can come back later, but he's probably not going to be back for the UNC Asheville game. So UCLA is a little red-handed.
Yeah.
You know,
I have
you
UConn
know,
beating
you
VCU
know.
and I have Kansas beating Arkansas, but I would not be surprised at all if Arkansas beats Kansas. But Kansas just has so many good wins that it's hard to pick against them.
I'm taking Kansas. They've played. What do they have? 17 quad 1 wins. That's ridiculous. Arkansas barely even has 20 wins. We're going Kansas.
Okay, Kansas versus UConn is a really,
UConn.
really intriguing matchup.
Me-con,
Really?
UConn, we-con.
I don't know what he just said.
But I don't know who to pick, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is. I would love to see this game. This would be an amazing game. It's really just if UConn's bigs dominate and how
Yeah.
Grady Dick and Jalen Wilson play. Because Jalen Wilson, there's been some games where he's played absolutely terrible.
I'm going with UConn.
I'm going with UConn. I feel like Jalen Wilson shits the bed here.
Yeah, I mean
Anyways.
Kansas had their great run last year, but I just think it's someone else's time, and that brings us now to a UConn versus Gonzaga matchup in the Elite 8.
Yeah, I do have Zaga beating UNC Asheville. Unfortunately, the vibes are gonna end. I mean, 2 15 seeds in a row have made the Sweet 16. I got 3. I mean, I don't know, but they're not going the Elite 8. We're not having 2 in a row. That's some St. Peter stuff. That was just I don't know. That's never happening again for a while. So Zaga versus
That
UConn.
brings us UConn versus Zaga, and I'm gonna go with UConn. I just think that their bigs are just that much better. Sonogo is really good.
Yeah, I really feel like Sonogo is going to dominate Timmy this game. I mean, if Sonogo and Klingon play good defense, I feel like I feel like Klingon is going to be able to play amazing defense on Drew Timme with his long arms and his long. He's just very long. Pause, but he's like really long.
And that brings us to the Final Four.
We'll go
And
Arizona. We'll go on the southeast.
I have Bama versus Duke on the south versus east side, and then on my other side is Houston versus UConn. I'm going to say Houston versus UConn first. I'm going with Houston only because the Final Four is in Houston, and Houston's got all the metrics for a national champion. Sasser will be back and healthy, and if they make it past, I really think the winner of Texas versus Houston is going to the national championship. And yeah, Houston in Houston. Fans are going to be behind them. Long trip for UConn fans. So I think Houston's long overdue to get really deep.
Yeah, I got Houston over UConn also. It's in Houston. I even got Houston win the national championship. I have Arizona beating Duke. I really like this Arizona team. And I feel like with your Final Four, you have to have at least one team that's above a 4 seed. And I got Duke there. I also have UConn, but I feel like you have to have one of those. And you have to make sure not pick too many upsets on those 1 seeds. You got to at least leave one of them in. We got Houston there, and I feel like Houston's a national championship team, and Marcus Sasser's healthy. And I'm taking him.
For me, I have Arizona, Duke. I'm gonna go Duke. I feel like Duke's on a roll, and Duke hasn't won in a while, but they're bound to win one eventually. And then on my west side, I got Penn State, Gonzaga. I'm going Penn State.
Wait, what? When did Penn State get to the? Okay, whatever. Okay. Well, we have
Penn State.
Okay,
Lily Lions.
Okay, so we have Bama versus Duke. And I think that this Duke team, they don't really have the tournament experience as like a team like Bama. And obviously Bama got first rounder last year, but I think that they've got a lot of players back from that team. And Brandon Miller is probably better than any freshman on Duke's team anyways. And I mean, I could see a role where Flipkowski goes crazy, but I just don't know. It's pretty risky. But I think it's just going to be 2 1 seeds again. I'm going Bama versus Houston. And in my national title game, I'm going with the Houston Cougars to finally get their national championship. They're going to have a great game plan for Brandon Miller and Javon Quinterly. And Marcus Sasser is going to have the game of his life. And Houston will finally get their natty.
For me, I got Penn State versus Duke.
Said no one ever.
Where's my camera?
Said no one ever.
You got to bring the mic with you. You don't got the mic. I don't think the mic reaches over there. You want me to say it for you when you're over there?
Yes. Right. Now the words me. Penn State's going to win that. Penn State's going to win that. Which one was it?
It's the one on the left. One on the left. Oh, yeah. Penn State got swept by Rutgers.
Yep. Penn State got swept by Rutgers.
No.
I really like that.
The Penn State Nittany Lions are going to the championship game and they're winning. They're bringing home their first ever major trophy in basketball. This is starting the dynasty. Penn State, Andrew Funk's gonna get you in a funk. Jalen Pickett's gonna pick your defense apart. Keba Jai, Seth Lundy, everyone's going
garbage.
crazy. You're natty. You're natty.
And you
what did Seth Lundy shoot against us in the second game?
I guarantee you, if we were in, we'd make it.
Isn't he the number 1 3-point shooter in the Big Ten right now?
Penn State's getting
Seth
first
Lundy?
round.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Check.
Penn State's getting
Percentage
first
wise,
round.
I think Cam Spencer's the highest percentage.
Oh, no, Hampshire's not good. You lost Gio Baker, you lost Ron Harper, and you've no good players.
Just wait.
Muwab Mag was your best
Dude,
player.
guess what, Zach?
What?
You're talking all this trash, but guess what? You guys are gonna suck next year. We're gonna win 20 games next year. Gavin Griffiths, 5-star. He's gonna absolutely destroy
He's
Penn
white.
State. Okay, how you
Yeah,
saying?
he's the
He
best
has
shooter in his
hops. He's the best
class.
shooter in the class, and he has hops. He can dunk. And then don't even get me started on the year after that, because our starting lineup is going to be Dylan Harper, 5-star, number 2 player in the class. Ace Bailey, 5-star, number 5 player in the class. Aspel will be the number 1 player in the class. We have Bay and Dogo. Is he gonna start? I don't
He's
even
gonna
know.
start at center.
He's a 4-star. He's basically Cliff if Cliff had post moves. Then we have Delquan Warren. I don't even know if he's going to start.
Derek Simpson's gonna be crazy in 3 years.
Delquan Warren's a 4-star.
Derek Simpson owns Penn State. He's gonna be crazy in 3 years.
Delquan Warren
Penn
also.
State has Braden Shrewsbury and Calvin Booth's
Bro,
son.
no one cares about your fat coach's son,
and guess what?
okay?
Delquan
We don't
Warren-
care.
Delquan Warren
Who's the
dunked on
tournament?
Bron.
You're in the NIT.
Yo.
We're better than Delquan Warren.
Congrats
going-
on your first tournament in 6 years, okay?
Delquan Warren
We weren't acting like this when we
dunked
went
on
to our
Bron,
first tournament
dunked
in 30
against
years.
Bronny's team, and he dunked on
They weren't.
Jazair Big Jaw Jackson. That's 4-stars. Gavin. Oh no, Tyler Betsy. That's a 5-star. He's coming in. He's gonna be off the bench. Gavin Griffiths
You don't
is
this
gonna
is 5
start.
You're capping.
No,
No one's.
We're in the lead for
He was
Tyler
like
Batesy and Dylan Harper.
No one's going to Rutgers play basketball.
guess what?
I'm
Dylan
hearing a lot
Harper.
of things.
I'll beg to differ.
Dylan
Again,
Harper, yeah, I'll
dude,
agree with Dylan
guess
Harper.
what? Next year, this time we're gonna have Dylan Harper committed, Tyler Betsy committed. That's 2 5-stars. Gabriel Griffiths is gonna just have finished up averaging 20 points per game in the Big Ten.
Steve Peichel scandal.
And then 2024, we're gonna have 3 5-stars in the starting lineup and a 5-star coming off the bench. And year 3, Derek Simpson and like who else do we have? I don't know who else.
Jermichael
Davis, like
Mawat Mag might still be on the
our team's
team.
gonna be ridiculous.
This is all hypothetical.
But it's gonna happen though. You know how much of a chance we have at landing Dylan Harper and Tyler Betsy?
Do you know the chance? If Penn State goes
Who
far,
was Penn State recruiting?
if Penn State goes far,
No.
if Penn State goes far in the tournament, they're changing up. It's a change.
Why would black people want to play at Penn State? Because guess what? They were yelling racial slurs at Rutgers players.
Oh, Rutgers it was toxic famous all the time.
No, we don't.
No,
we don't.
I sat down at Rutgers game, and this guy was harassing my little sister.
That is the New Jersey.
Hissed at my little sister.
That is the New Jersey. That's the rack. This is
Italians.
the trapezoid of terror.
You wanna fight right
You
now?
came in the trapezoid. I'll fight right now.
Okay.
Let's go.
Ow! Guys, you're gonna. Oh! What's going on? Okay, well, I have clearly the best bracket. I have just the perfect amount of upsets. I don't know if you could zoom in. My handwriting is not that great. But I have the perfect amount of upsets.
Packed up just
Move.
like Penn State.
Perfect amount of upsets. We've got 2 13s going to the Sweet 16. We're feeling the Kent State and Furman vibes. If you're not feeling the Kent State and Furman vibes, I don't know what vibes you're feeling at all. And Texas also. A lot of these teams just have the vibes. They got the nice colors. They got the nice uniforms.
UCSB.
They're getting first round.
UNC Asheville.
I'm gonna start laughing when UNC Asheville and UMBC and UCSB get first rounded against Baylor.
There's something about these U teams that they just get it done in March. Something about them.
University of Alabama, University of West Virginia, University of Furman, University of Creighton.
All right.
Penn State near the lines.
We'll be back for BBL playoffs, guys.
Bye-bye.
Actually, we'll be back after the first weekend. When we get to
All the BBL teams suck besides Rutgers. Bye.
Texas Tech better.
Better than who?
Hello, signing off.
I hope Rutgers is not as well as your game.
Yeah.
What?
I'm the